Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a look outside our smoky weather window on this Friday. Man, it was a smoky one all day long across our area. It actually kept our temperatures down just a little bit. This shot looking down from our jump-off ridge Sky-Fi Tower camera down at the Wenatchee Valley. And we've been pretty much socked in throughout the day today, but we're in for a bit of a weather change. In fact, that will prompt a red flag warning from today. It started today at noon and will run till 9 o'clock on Saturday. Hot temperatures today, and then we're going to see some wind, breezy conditions tomorrow, and that just causes a lot of instability as far as fires go. Everything is dry after our hot weather. And speaking of hot weather, yesterday we told you about record high temperatures for August. Here's a record average temperatures around our area for August, and notice OMAC on that list. That's an average between overnight lows and afternoon highs. 78.4 for OMAC, also Mazama at 73.3. It was a hot August, but we are in for a cool down, and we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A wildfire near the Vantage Bridge forced the closure of westbound Interstate 90 for about an hour and a half last night. Chelan County prosecutors have begun issuing criminal charges for 3 suspects in a Saturday drive-by shooting, 2 of whom are juveniles. And a pickup hauling pears on a flatbed jackknifed on Highway 2 near Monitor yesterday afternoon, splaying pears across the highway and partially blocking it for an hour. But first, our top story tonight. A vehicle police had been looking for in an earlier hit-and-run incident crashed and burst into flames yesterday afternoon off Interstate 90. The fire spread to nearby brush in the westbound Dodson Road off-ramp west of Moses Lake. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said the driver of the Jeep suffered minor injuries. Moses Lake police had been looking for the vehicle after a Thursday hit-and-run in the city. In addition to hit-and-run charges, the unidentified driver faces a charge of driving under the influence. A wildfire near the Vantage Bridge forced the closure of westbound Interstate 90 for about an hour and a half last night. The fire was first reported just after 5 p.m., burning in grass and brush, and the Washington State Patrol announced the closure of the interstate just before 6 p.m. Then at 7:30 p.m., westbound lanes were reopened, and at 8:30 p.m., firefighters had contained the fire to 15 acres. It was a far better outcome than an August 1st wildfire in the same area that briefly forced the evacuation of much of Vantage and burned more than 30,000 acres before being contained a little more than a week later. Chelan County prosecutors have begun issuing criminal charges for 3 suspects in a Saturday drive-by shooting, 2 of whom are juveniles. Yesterday, 17-year-old Omar Romero of East Wenatchee was charged with first-degree assault for his alleged part in the gunfire, which wounded a man in the 1600 block of South Mission Street. Police believe Romero was driving the white Honda Accord when one or more passengers opened fire. He's charged as an adult due to the circumstances of that crime. A 16-year-old was also arrested in the investigation, as was 18-year-old Octavio Medina Cuevas of East Wenatchee. Medina remained jailed with charges pending this afternoon. Well, a pickup hauling pears on a flatbed jackknifed on Highway 2 near Monitor yesterday afternoon, splaying pears across the highway and partially blocking the road for an hour. The Washington State Patrol reports that at 2:38 yesterday afternoon, a Ford F-350 pickup being driven by 58-year-old James R. Smith of Wenatchee was driving westbound when he lost control of the truck, jackknifed, and ended up facing the wrong way on the shoulder. The bins of pears came loose and most ended up on the road. A WashDOT truck plowed the pears clear. Smith was not injured, but does face charges of failing to secure his load. Well, when we come back, fires burning to the north have sent smoke into the Wenatchee Valley this week that caused hazy skies but few serious air quality issues. Boaters and recreationists using the Columbia River around Wenatchee should be wary of changing water levels this weekend. after last school year ended with gang-related crime and security concerns at Eastmont schools. The district now says it's adopted new safety procedures for athletic events beginning tonight. And healthcare leaders, patient advocates, and elected officials teamed up Wednesday to break ground on a new Confluence Health Radiation Oncology Center in Moses Lake. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Football, school, cooler temps. It's almost fall, and what better way to celebrate than with the Fall Kickoff Savings Event at Click It RV. We've got to make room for new inventory, which means you'll save up to 30% off with no money down, 90 days to first payment, and lifetime warranties. With the best floor plans and many options under $40,000, there's never been a better time to buy. Visit us today on Frontage Road off I-90 in Moses Lake, or go to clickitrv.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Condata, host of the 12th District TV show right here on the NCWLIFE channel. We're available 5 times a week on air and also at NCWLIFE.com streaming. You can even find our archives for older shows. We cover business and politics like nobody else. From an insider's perspective, someone that's been self-employed for 30 years and in the legislature for 16 years. You'll get it all right here every week on the 12th District. Won't you join us?
Welcome back. In another news, fires burning to the north and to the south have sent smoke into the Wenatchee Valley this week that caused hazy skies, but few serious air quality issues. The State Department of Ecology reported this morning that most of north central Washington was experiencing moderate air quality, with Kashmir reaching just into the unhealthy for sensitive groups range. Smoke from the White River and Irving Peak fires burning above Lake Wenatchee has been drifting south since those fires started on August 11th. Then, earlier this week, lightning ignited more than a dozen fires further north in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, including the Parks Fire along the Canadian border in Okanagan County that has now burned more than 1,000 acres. Boaters and recreationists using the Columbia River around Wenatchee should be wary of changing water levels this weekend. The PUDs that maintain river flow in the Wenatchee Valley are warning that summer heat and energy demands may force water level fluctuations around hydropower dams, including Rock Island, Rocky Reach, and Wells Dam. Changing flows can affect docks and boat launches and create unpredictable currents and hazard. Tools like the Current app from the Chelan County PUD can help monitor changes in real time. In any case, boaters should always stay at least 400 feet away from any Columbia Dam. Well, a heads up if you're heading to Wildcat Stadium tonight for the Eastmont football game. After last school year ended with gang-related crime and security concerns at Eastmont schools, the district now says it's adopted new safety procedures for athletic events. Starting tonight at Eastmont High School's football match against Meade, students who attended the games must meet the Eastmont dress code or be refused entry. Backpacks and bags are not permitted at athletic events, and video surveillance will be in effect. Other steps include mandatory student ID for high schoolers trying to enter, and adults must accompany any student grade 7 or below. The changes accompany new security measures in the schools themselves, where exterior doors are now locked during the school day to prevent intrusion. Healthcare leaders, patient advocates, and elected officials teamed up Wednesday to break ground on a new Confluence Health Radiation Oncology Center in Moses Lake. It's the starting point for what will be $14.5 million facility for the ongoing treatment of cancer patients in the Columbia Basin. The cost of the center will be shared between Confluence Health and community partners, including $3.5 million coming from the Columbia Basin Cancer Foundation and $1.2 million through a state grant. The facility should be open for its first patients in late summer of 2023. It's expected to serve around 300 patients in its first year. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
We got things coming our way that we've never faced before. Under the current conditions, the storm's going to continue to get stronger and stronger. Now's not the time to take a step back. Now's not the time to be soft. Now's the time to drive us in the right direction to protect our communities. The team that surrounds myself is the team to take you into the future.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The new season of entertainment at Numerica Performing Arts Center officially gets underway later this month. In tonight's feature story, programming director Alex Haley sat down with NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz earlier this week to show off up-and-coming events at Wenatchee's Downtown Theater.
We're kicking off our season with a group called Purple Experience, and it's one of the best Prince tribute groups around. That's gonna be really fun. So Hot X Nights is kind of the end of our season and also the start of our season at the same time. It kind of works as both. So we're both finishing the 2021-22 season and then launching into the 22-23 season. So we're kicking off with Prince Tribute Group, and then we have a really packed October as well. So we have a National Geographic series that we're starting, so a speaker series. Some of the photographers and adventurers and videographers from National Geographic, they have a whole speaker series. So we have one in March and one in October. The one in October is going to be a gentleman named Steve Winter, and he's a big cat photographer. So that's going to be fun for the family. He comes. We have a brand new projector, and he's going to show a lot of his photos and talk about his stories of capturing big cats on camera. And then we have an artist named Matthew Whitaker. He's a jazz pianist. He was born blind. He's about 19 years old. Taught himself how to play piano from a very young age. He's open for Stevie Wonder. He's played at the Apollo. He's a fantastic jazz musician. He's sponsored by Yamaha, so he's coming here. He's gonna play with his jazz quintet. And then we have a big Cirque show. So we have Cirque Mechanics, a show called Zephyr. They're out of Vegas. They're coming up. So we've had a few of those Cirque shows before. They're fun. They're big. They're colorful. They're good family shows. They have the trapeze artists, and they have all these contortionists and all sorts of fun stuff. So that's going to be a big show. Cirque always does well here, and it's great. And then we have a black box concert. So similar to the Hot August Nights setup and the comedy shows we've done, we've started this new series called the Black Box Concert Series, where we put everybody on the stage and we kind of create a club setup for music. And it's something that I think there's an opportunity when actually we don't have a venue quite like that. We have other venues and larger venues and smaller venues, but that kind of sweet spot of about 200 people on stage has been really fun.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. I hope you're ready for this long weekend. Labor Day coming up on Monday, and it looks like some nice weather. We'll get to that in a second. Smoky weather for us today in our area. This is our Steins Hill Sky-Fi Tower camera looking up towards Cashmere. And yeah, the Cascades were just socked in with smoke and haze almost throughout the day today. We talked about the fires from the north coming in and bringing smoke into Wenatchee. Check this out. This is a fire wildfire burning between Bend and Eugene. Satellite picked up the smoke coming up from the south, and that's actually contributing to the smoke that we're seeing in the Wenatchee area. In fact, I think this might be the biggest reason we're seeing that, and it's affecting all kinds of areas around Yakima, Othello, also over into Kennewick, all from that fire burning to our south down in Oregon. Let's take a look at that almanac now. Today's high temperature unofficially 94. We thought we might get to near 100, but with all this haze out there, it kind of kept our temperature down a bit. 82 is our normal high for this time of year. Our record was set in 1987 at 101 degrees. 64 this morning, 57 is normal, and our record cold 1999, and our temperature was 44 degrees. Sunrise 6:21 this morning, and sun sets tonight at 7:39. Let's take a look now what we can expect as we get you into this three-day weekend. At least for most of us, it's a three-day weekend. 90 tomorrow. Going to see a significant cool down. Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. 89 the high in Wenatchee, 88 in Kashmir, and 89 also the high temperature for you folks in Entiat tomorrow. Should be a nice day, but we are going to see some breezy conditions, and we'll get to that here in a second. Tonight, as we take a look at our surface loop, we can expect increasing clouds. There is an area of low pressure right over the top of us, and an area of low pressure will also slide through southern Canada, and that'll bring increasing clouds. Mild, though, with temperatures tonight in the mid-60s. For Saturday, mostly sunny and breezy. Here's the area of low pressure. We still have a little bit of a ridge over us, but the combination of the two going to kick up those breezes for Saturday with high temperatures in the upper 80s. As we get you into Sunday, we're talking some beautiful weather, folks. Sunshine for your Sunday. High temperatures near right about 90 degrees for most of us in our viewing area. Labor Day Monday, we're in for a bit of a cool down, but boy, get the barbecues out. Should be a nice one. Cooler. High temperatures Monday, about 85, 84 degrees for Monday. We'll jump back up for one day on Tuesday. Nice shot of a ridge over us. But this is the next weather maker, that low off the coast. And as we move from Tuesday into Wednesday, upper 80s, by the way, for Tuesday, that thing is going to move all the way in across southern Canada and park itself in Saskatchewan. And we are going to see some strong winds on Wednesday and cooler temperatures. Highs only in the low to mid 80s. And by the end of our forecast, getting you into Thursday, sunny, much cooler. There is an area of high pressure again, but notice it's grabbing air from the north and bringing it down from the northwest, and that's going to cool us off significantly. High temperatures on Thursday only in the upper 70s. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast. 67 tonight. It looks like a pretty decent Labor Day weekend. Some breezy conditions and 89 for Saturday. Beautiful Sunday and 90 degrees and awfully nice for your Labor Day as well. Sunshine and 86. One more shot of warmth on Tuesday with sunny skies and 89 degrees. For Wednesday then, that's where the cool down really begins. Very windy on Wednesday, 84 our high temperature. And then our temperatures will actually be below normal as we get into Thursday. Lots of sunshine with a high temperature then of 79. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
Happy Friday, sports fans. Julio Franco and Ty France back-to-back home runs in the third inning, and it was all gravy on the ice cream. After that, the Seattle Mariners complete the three-game sweep of the Detroit Tigers. Beautiful day in Detroit yesterday. Final was 7-0. France and Kurt Casale drove in a couple of runs apiece for the Seattle Mariners. They have won for the sixth time in their last 7 games. The Tigers have been shut out 18 times this season. Here are your highlights.
Suarez, his last 12 games, batting well over 300. Ground ball, and it splits the left side with 3 over there. Doesn't matter. Julio wheels around third base. Suarez puts the Mariners in front right away. And once again, just like last night, 4 batters into the ball game, the Mariners have taken the lead. It's 1-0.
Well, it all started with the base on balls, and the error that should be out of this inning when you think about it.
Leads off.
Rodriguez against Rodriguez. Breaking ball hammered deep left field. High, far, and way out of here. Oh, baby. Julio. Home run number 22, RBI number 66. Yeah, take your time running around the bases. Yeah, that's good stuff there, folks. Ty France swinging a hot bat.
France. This carries back deep. France back to the wall, and the Mariners go back-to-back jacks. First Julio, and now Ty France. He goes deep to left field, and the Mariners extend the lead. It's 3-0. Their field.
And Mariners in good shape. See if Casale can pick up at least one here.
Casale rockets this out to right center field. Green having a chase after it. He won't get there to the base of the wall. Kurt Casale brings home 2. Crawford and then Haggerty, and the Mariners help to blow it open here in the top of the 4th. It's a 2-run double from Kurt Casale, and it's a 5-0 Mariners lead.
Able to stay with that pitch down and away, right center field. Deep part of the ballpark, and easy 2 runs with Sam Haggerty and J.P. Crawford on the bases.
Ty 1 for 2. 17 home runs on the year, working on a 4-game hitting streak.
This is dropping in for a base hit. Casale hits the bag at third. He comes home. Ty France strikes again. It's a 6-0 Mariners lead in the 4th inning.
What an afternoon, and what a stretch now for Ty France.
8 for his last 14. Couple RBIs here today.
Willie Castro.
This is near the line. Foul ground now. Haggerty goes like, oh my gosh. Oh, it comes out of his glove. I mean, they call it out. They call it out. Haggerty earned that one. That was incredible.
Wow, what a catch here from Sam Haggerty going into the stands. Let's not forget that net's kind of brand new. He'd be 5 rows deep if that net wasn't there. Able to keep the catch, spring it back out, get the foot stuck.
Now A.J. Hinch is coming out to ask about it.
Ball hit the net first. The Tigers are going to challenge, but I'm not sure how you can call that a catch if you've been ejected by the netting and then you fall to the ground, the ball pops out of your glove.
After review, the call on the field was overturned. Not a catch.
And Penn Murphy looking for that final out to protect the shutout.
Tigers down to their final strike. Ground ball, and it finds Toro on to first base, and that's your ball game. The Mariners sweep the Tigers with an exclamation mark today. A 7-0 shutout in Detroit. The Mariners sweep their...
Logan Gilbert, who had gone winless in his previous 9 starts, looked really good. 6 strong innings, just walked 1, and he struck out 6 in the course of the afternoon. Louis Castillo will start the opener of a 3-game series in Cleveland. It's going on as we speak. First pitch was at 4:10. You can watch it on Root Sports, but wait until this broadcast is over. We need the ratings. All right, high school football is underway. As you can see, Cascade knocked off Natchez Valley last night, 39-21. Pomeroy was supposed to play at Waterville yesterday. For reasons I don't know, they didn't. Rock'em Sock'em football wars tonight. Of course, we will be at Wildcat Stadium for the Meade Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll kick it off at 7 o'clock tonight with Grant Olson and my brother Eric Kuntz on the call. Grant will be getting paid. My brother won't. Wenatchee has a long bus trip to take on Skyline. Moses Lake is at Ephrata, Battle of the Basin there. LaSalle travels to Cashmere. All of these kickoffs, by the way, are at 6 o'clock with the 7 o'clock, I should say, 7 o'clock, with the exception of that last one that got underway at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Elmira, Cooley, Heartline, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young taking on Columbia. College schedule, all these games, of course, on Saturday as the big boys start to play. That's, first of all, a score for you. Ferris State beats Central Washington 36-20, long road trip. for the Wildcats there. Tomorrow, you got Idaho and Wazoo, the Battle of the Palouse on the Pac-12 Network. That gets going at 6:30. Kent State will be at Husky Stadium to take on the Dogs, 7:30 on FS1. And Tennessee State and Eastern Washington University at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You can watch it on ESPN+. I can't. I don't have it. It looks like the Seahawks found themselves a late-round gem in the wideout Derek Young. He was the 233rd overall pick in the NFL draft from a tiny school called Lenore Rye, but he made the roster, and he's pretty happy about it.
I was excited, happy that they decided to keep me here. This is where I want to be, and ready to get to it.
People think, Division II guy, small school is going to have a long way to go. Why do you think you were able to make the leap quickly?
Just because of the abilities that God blessed me with. Not everybody at Division II level are like me, but there are a lot of guys out there that, if they get the opportunity, they could be in the same situation I am and make an NFL team. So just taking advantage of the abilities that God blessed me with, and that's what gave me the opportunity to make this team.
It looked like the final roster spot on the defensive line would come down to A.J. Collier or Miles Adams. Turns out the Seahawks kept both, and when Miles Adams got the word, he was pretty happy.
It was unbelievable. Didn't feel real yesterday, but it feels real today. And it's a blessing. Honestly, it's a blessing.
Can you walk us through how did you find out you called to the office, and what do you think you walked in?
Well, I've been through this. It's a third training camp, so usually in my experience, you get the call. They tell you, you did good, but we want to bring you back on P squad, and I didn't get called yesterday. So I walked in. First person I saw was Thomas, my guy. He dabbed me up and told me congratulations, and that was it.
And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Friday night. Grant, we will see you at the stadium tonight. In the meantime, back to you.
Yes, you will. And fine work this week, Dan. Let's check right back in with Dan Kuntz now for a look at what's coming up Tuesday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan, back to you.
Thanks, Grant. I hope everybody has a good and safe holiday weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday with another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I've got a great group of guests going to be joining me next week. We're going to be talking to Karen Welch, our good friend Karen Welch. She, of course, is the manager of the Chelan County Expo Center and the Fairgrounds. Chelan County Fair coming up next weekend. Bill Eagle, the new interim superintendent of the Wenatchee School District, will be joining me next week. And on Tuesday, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Ringo Starr will be here. I'm told Ringo Starr will not be here on Tuesday. He just canceled. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you Tuesday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I do want to make a special happy birthday announcement and wish to my daughter Sydney, who turns 21 coming up on Monday. Happy birthday, Sid. Well, we have Labor Day Monday off here at the station, so we will be back with you on Tuesday. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us, and have a safe and fun holiday weekend.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCWLIFE. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
It's a little scary at first, right? You're just throwing money out there hoping it comes back. And to see those results come back through and see people walk through the door and say, hey, saw your TV advertisement. Those are the kinds of things that you see the return on. And when you look at the cost spent, you know you're making a return on it. NCWLIFE really does a great job of exposing our brand and Succession wines to North Central Washington. There's a huge market here and market potential that NCWLIFE is able to help us capture, spread who we are, and tell the world about what Succession does, and they are a great avenue for that.